Here we're gonna take him out. Done, he's doing a job. Workers right here. They are still writing. Okay. So, more than another gentleman. Well, we don't really need these anymore. Action report. Okay. Public 7 dies. Technological advance. Mass production. A system for making items in huge quantities where manufacturing is no longer dependent upon the skills of individual craftsmen. Craft-based manufacturing of any kind has a ceiling on the number of goods that it can produce. The goods themselves may be beautifully made, but the number of expert workers is the limitation. People can only make so many things if they're doing everything for themselves. Mass production mechanics, the basic and repetitive tasks for production and divides work into simple, repetitive and repeatable tasks. No longer does a master craftsman labor to make one item from start to finish. Instead, work is broken down into simple tasks and each given to a worker, with the item passing to the next person for the next task. Each job is simple, so mechanical aids and tools can be used in place of expertise. Marc Brunel, 1769–1849, was a French engineer who fished up in England after the French Revolution. His block-making machines are a typical example of mass production in the period. They let unskilled labor make the blocks and pulleys needed in their thousands by the Royal Navy. Blocks were a vital part of ships' rigging. Alright. Mozart dies. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, surely the youngest of the great composers, has died at a comparatively tender age of 35. Taken ill whilst premiering his latest work in Prague, his hands and feet had swelled in size, and by the time Mozart had reached his home, he had begun vomiting copiously. Still able to continue with his work, Mozart managed to complete his clarinet concerto, the Little Masonic Cantata, and even further his Requiem, somewhat before becoming overcome by the disease in November. Throughout that month his body continued to swell up, the swelling soon joined by pain and vomiting to the stage where it was not possible for Mozart to move without assistance, and he essentially became bedridden from that point onwards. Mozart passed away on 5th December with his wife and family around him. Although the cause of the illness is not definitely known, it is suspected that the composer had rheumatoid fever. He had previously suffered from rheumatism and had not been poisoned by rival, as Mozart himself suspected. Okay. Great composer. Here we are going to move up with our town expansions. Surprisingly, quite a few settlements already has wall fortifications, but many don't, and so that's why we're here, to make sure that the cities move towards a project of improved fortifications, because we have the money, so, and it's very, very expensive. With all those ports we can push our goods all over. Okay.
Un lieu d'apprentissage et de
rebellion took place here. At a very bad timing. In any case, we are not far away. More buildings built, making 112,000 and 37,000 from trade with Spain.
Oui, monsieur.
They will probably take it down, but will we take it? Fortunately, they may destroy
Oui.
quite a few things here. Oh well, that's the price we have to pay. They were Catholic, but like this probably the nobility. The Indians didn't want to pay. In any case, let's keep on moving. Some of the towns need everything upgraded. Winter Palace, it's in Moscow, +5 to repression in the region. Settlements in India don't have to be further improved. I see that they have been very well taken care of. However, India still didn't manage to win. And so it seems that now we went through all of these settlements of ours through the empire, and I'm just gonna go further through the parts again. And as you can see, there are a couple that would need some help with further expansions. But all in all, it's beautifully expanded to the max. I'll find one. It's good that they didn't attack the city. I like that. A priest, that's what we need here.
Puis-je vous aider?
Especially
Comme
here.
vous le désirez.
Catholicism is 0. That's because we don't have a church. More construction has taken place. Agent recruited.
De quoi d'autre avez-vous besoin?
Military technology research sheet lead cartridges. These lead containers hold standard gunpowder charges for cannons, keeping them dry in the often wet conditions aboard ship. Powder is traditionally kept in the magazine deep in the bowels of the ship carefully isolated from any stray sparks or naked flames. Traditionally, when going into action, the master gunner had his crews prepare small bags, each containing the right amount of powder for a given weight of cannon. These bags were then distributed to the gun captains, making loading a quicker and safer process. However, cloth bags will get wet in the normal course of events aboard the ship, or sparks falling on them can cause explosions. This has brought about the development of other containers for gunpowder charges. The most successful in experiments are cylinder-shaped cartridges made of soft sheet lead which can be fitted with powder and then carefully bent closed by hand. These can be prepared before battle and are largely immune to both sparks and damp. The whole lead cylinder is rammed into the barrel, followed by a shot. A sharp spike rammed into the touch hole pierces the cartridge, allowing the primer to fire the main shot. The result is a reliable and safe loading procedure. Okay. New York Stock Exchange. The signing of an agreement by 24 stockbrokers under the spreading boss of Buttonwood Tree on Wall Street has heralded the founding of New York's Stock Exchange. The brokers are trading 5 securities, government bonds, and bank stocks in exchange for commissions. The exchange is the latest milestone of the city's ongoing economic expansion. Founded on the site of a very fine natural harbor, New York is integral to plans for the building of a canal linking the Great Lakes with the Atlantic Ocean, a scheme that would extensively open up trade on American soil and one which the city would no doubt profit greatly from. No doubt the Wall Street brokers will shortly be lining up to invest in this most enterprising schemes. Obviously they will. And I'm going back to India where I'm going to try to look for more parts that the last touch done. It looks like things are going fine, just fine. Now here we may further expand. Oh, there's one thing I want to do first before expanding. I actually want to create a more significant force here. And that's just simply a more powerful army, that's it. I see that the Spanish are holding a truly significant armies, and I want to kind of start doing a similar thing. We're all just going to start churning out armies. And having Paris secured is very, very important. But before I do that, I would prefer to expand myself even further. Right. So that's what I'm doing, and I do have the money for it. Deal with the rebels. I'm sure that the Spanish have reached the cap on all their buildings by now. Actually, they have not expanded much, but now they are building themselves a military. It has to be reckoned with. Have to answer something. Looks like there's nothing to build for a long time. Okay, we found it. Now, the rebellion.
Prêt à recevoir vos ordres?
Looks like
À la
it's
boucherie!
not going to be nearly simple. Now that I realize we just
Votre
have
Majesté?
to try and hunt them down. So can't build much. Fine. Let's wait further. Also, I think defeating Venice once and for all would be a good idea, but they are very powerful.
Vos ordres, Votre Majesté?
Let's attack them.
Glorieuse victoire!
That's just enough to get rid of them.
Immédiatement! Oui, Milord!
Good enough.
Prêt à recevoir vos ordres?
Let's go back. And now we can fix all of these.
Armée! Halte!
Trade gain. Workers on strike, Lithuania. Sure. Let's see, there's nothing to research anymore. Besides that. But we don't have the right building. So, what's wrong with Lithuania? I'm not sure. Okay, that was the university. Let's store it down. This should fix things up for us. In France, not very happy. Well, I'll have to fix that. Five. I have 4. Let's go for extra gun. Workers on strike with Brandenburg. Alright, we'll just have to kind of meet them here, I guess. We are building quite a bit. And let's go back now to where we left off and go through our towns further. So that's very much in some kind of a chronological order. We are looking for opportunities to expand our towns. As you can see, Middle Europe, things look splendid. More or less. Good. We achieved a lot. Church. But there are still low-tier buildings here and there.
Je ne peux plus continuer.
Workers' right in Brandenburg, workers' right in Lithuania, however things here have been changed for the better. So we'll make this place extra happy. We don't need all those militiamen here anymore. Everybody can start working actually. France. Everybody is in place now. We need something that would make these people happier. So we're going to turn down. Maybe we shouldn't. But I think that we wouldn't be able to keep the settlement price. So we're going to turn down one of these. And build ourselves pleasure gardens. The cotton gin. American inventor Eli Whitney's new machine seems set to transform the cotton trade. As such, he has acquired a patent for a cotton engine, or gin, a device for automating the difficult process of separating cotton fibers from their sticky pods and seeds. A series of wire hooks mounted on a rotating drum draw the fibers through the screen. List wire brushes mounted on a second drum continuously remove the loose lint which would otherwise hinder the mechanism. It is anticipated that this new invention will greatly aid the efficiency of the cotton production process and lower current manpower requirements, so useful in fact that Mr. Whitney has already had to file a number of lawsuits for breach of patent by unscrupulous cotton producers attempting to use unlicensed versions of his machine. Okay, advancement is on its way. Here, let's further expand. The further east we go, the more towns are available for expansion, and obviously the more money, the more armies will have to fight the French, and the bigger chance, I mean to fight the Spanish, not the French, we are the French, and the bigger chance we'll win, the war. Damn, that's so many. But we normally don't get to do this, so I enjoy it very much. On such a hard difficulty. We're back to Americas. Where we can expand further. And we do have quite a bit of money. In any case, let's go back to the towns and see what needs to be done here. Walls. That's what I'm after. Huge walls. Philadelphia.